Rob Lowe and his son John Owen Lowe, who both serve as executive producers on the series along with Victor Fresco, appear in the American workplace comedy Unstable, which is produced by the streaming service Netflix. In this father-son comedy, the successful and well-liked but eccentric and narcissistic-inclined father, Rob Lowe, hires the socially awkward son to work at the high-tech bio research center in an effort to stop his downward spiral after the death of his wife. After successfully getting Leslie out of the house, Jackson and Ellis share an amazing bonding moment at the beginning of the finale. When Anna informs him that the board will convene in an emergency, he immediately loses interest in Ellis because he believes that it is to remove Jackson from office. Anna then approaches Jackson and requests his assistance. Jackson finally goes to her in order to convince Jean to skip the board meeting. He immediately notices that Leslie is there when he gets to Jean's house and learns that he told Jean that Jackson had abducted him. Jackson, regrettably, realizes Jean is responsible for the chaos and is attempting to take over his dad's business. In an effort to have dinner with Leslie, Jackson and Malcolm are on their way to meet Barbara, Leslie's wife. She decides to go out to dinner, but soon things start to go wrong. After they believed they had plans for Barbara and Leslie, Barbara chose to stay at home and seduce Malcolm. Leslie says he is doubling down on bringing down his dad when he arrives at the picnic Jackson organized for the two and realizes Barbara isn't coming. Ellis believes he has worked out how to turn the board in the lab. Leslie claimed that he had only recently spent a few days with Ellis when Jean brought him inside to inform the board of what had happened that evening. Later, we hear Jackson tell Anna that he persuaded him not to notify the board and that he would be allowed to move back in. Ellis is seen setting a car on fire in front of a house as Jackson delivers an impassioned speech to the board. When he returns to the boardroom, one of the board members interrupts him and demands a vote because Ellis's behavior has been so erratic. Ellis returns to the lab in the midst of this because he believes he has found a solution to the project's issue there. Ellis enters with the project finished just as Anna tries to halt the board with nothing to say. At that moment, the count is about to begin. When Ellis saw Jean, she announced that she was leaving. Jackson and Luna began to get close, talking about how they would miss each other if Jackson left, which resulted in a kiss. When Ruby entered and saw the two, nothing seemed strange. Funny, I guess. The episode comes to a close with Ellis telling Anna that there won't be any more drama going forward as we see Ellis walking away from the burning car.